And it says we are live. I'm here, your beautiful. It's Thursday night. That must mean that it's time for GotBot Goes Live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, let it, baby, hit the notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. You may notice that my voice sounds a little rough. I'm still getting used to a little bit of a change of schedule. Early mornings, a little bit earlier than I had before. Let me just try and adjust a couple of things here with the lighting a little bit. Still getting used to kind of repositioning my lights a little bit from where they used to be. Hold on 1 second. I'm not sure. I don't know. Let's try this one. I don't know how that is. I know I'm very pale. That doesn't help things. So I'm getting used to the new job. I got a little something I want to say brewing. I can feel it in my sinuses just a little bit. I'm not down and out by any stretch of the imagination. Not like going into this weekend last year, when, if you will recall, I actually ended up doing the show like with gloves and stuff on because I was the sickest I'd ever been and did not want to give it to everyone. So it's nothing like that. Luckily, I'm about to head into a nice 4-day weekend here. Yeah, 4-day weekend. Woohoo! Starting after work tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, when I get off, I'm off then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Very, very nice. And the new job so far is going well. For all the well wishes that came from everybody out there, I really, really, really appreciate it. Of course, tonight we're going to talk about YOLOPARK, Hot Wheels. We're going to talk about the Stranger Things collaboration, a whole bunch of new images as well. Let me just see who's here first and foremost before we get going. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Albert. Celestial. Finally got Bone Crusher. Pretty great. Just wish his... Beachcomber. Sorry. Yeah, the bird is you got to be careful with the parakeet. Was it paradise parakeet? I don't keep it on the little nub on Beachcomber's shoulder because where of the material it's made of, if you leave it there, it will get stuck. Kind of like the blast effects. If you leave them in the blasters, they will eventually kind of fuse and get stuck. So I kind of put him off to the side, but be careful with him. He's very easy to lose. Hey, Mike. Hey, Marcus. Newest pickup is Devastation Sideswipe today. So I have the one from the 2-pack, like the first use of that Earth mode Sideswipe, and I loved it. If I didn't own that, I would 100% get the Devastation one. I think the only differences between them is the Devastation one has more white on the lights for like the hood, and I want to say the feet are a different color on him than the version I got. But I think it's a great mold. I think that they pulled it off really, really well. Too bad we don't have the spoiler. But for what we get in alt mode and for the robot mode, I think they did it really well. I was never as big of a fan of the Siege one, only because I didn't like the Cybertronian car mode that much. But I do very much like the Earth mode one. So congratulations. Good get. The cell shade and the head. Is the head any different? I didn't think the head was any different. Not from the original use of the Earth mode one, I don't think. Lights are a bit bigger, and I've heard, the head, maybe it is different. I don't know. Maybe it is. Oh, the red alert head. Oh, maybe. Honestly, I didn't even realize there was a difference between the red alert and the Sideswipe. I never looked at it that closely. But you know what? I stand corrected. Who am I to say that they're the same if they're not? And I haven't really sized it up that much. Good eye. Let's jump into the news because I don't want to end up losing my voice or something before we get out of here. And we're going to start off with new images of this guy. Soundwave. We know that this, of course, is the 86 or the More Than Meets the Eye or whatever it is you want to call it. And if we go down here, not a lot, I don't think, that we haven't already seen. And that'll be the story for a lot of the updated images tonight. Again, here, it's kind of nice to see all of the lads together. I still don't like the Laserbeak and the Buzzsaw. I still think the Ravage is the best cassette here. The light blue is growing on me. I don't know if I would still call it more animation accurate though, because I feel like in some episodes he's light, in some episodes he's dark. I've said this before. I'm really, really bothered that the little section down here is not painted gold, even though it's molded in. Either don't mold it in or paint it gold or yellow or whatever you call this. I just don't like that it's left unpainted. There was no need of that, man. The cassette player mode looks really good. I do like that you can take, yeah, the blasters from the bird bots and put them here on the back. That's neat. It's good for storage. You can't put them in the cassette. At least you can put them on Soundwave. So that's all right. Makes me wonder, though, how effective this storage is in robot mode. Because what if you still have the cassettes in their cassette mode and not in bird mode? What do you do with these things then? Um, and by the way, on the back, very simplistic kind of looking design here with the way the arms are folded back and whatnot. The two bird lads look nothing like a cassette. Not that Ravage does either, but at least he's flat. And I know these guys are flat. It's just I feel like with the stark color difference, it really stands out to me how non-cassette they are. I feel like with the black and the gray, at least I can almost fake it till I make it, so to speak. But that's just me, and that's just an aesthetic preference, I suppose. The Ravage is again not a great mold, but I think it's better than what we've previously gotten with Ravage for this era of cassettes. I don't know why they struggle with Ravage so much. That looks good. I'll give credit where credit is due. I think that looks really quite good. As do all of these, right? The hip skirts shown there easily get out of the way in a number of ways. The cassette lad's going his chest. We've heard all of this before. And there he is with Megatron, if you're wondering about scale. So he is slightly shorter than Megatron. As we'll see later, I would reckon to say probably slightly taller than the Seekers, which I think is about right for Soundwave. So we will get back into that and move our way up. eHobby doing the next wave of their super deformed cards. This one will have Nightbird and Fangry. Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime and Megatron. That's a little bit different. G2, Road Rocket, and Hooligan. Man, I'd like a nice Hooligan update. Not in some exclusive nonsense either. And Superlink, Grand Convoy, and Galvatron. So some interesting kind of deep dives there a little bit. And again, these are the images. You can see them. I mean, it's the bots. It's some stats and stuff on the back. It's pretty straightforward based on what I just told you. I don't think any of this would surprise anyone. And I mean, whether or not these are good or not, it depends on if you're into the like super deformed style, the chibi style, if you will. It's not my thing, but if it's your thing and you're a card collector, I mean, maybe why not? Again, these are a number of like updated images and stuff. And again, I don't think any surprises. The Nemesis Prime, the grays are darker than they are on the regular Optimus. I think the blues might be the same. I think the reds are darker. I still wish that the blue on Beachcomber, the bluish on Beachcomber, was more straight up gray. That would make me happier. But I mean, and for the hollowness in the leg, by the way, I'm okay with the tire folding in there. I think early images may have left the tire out or something. I don't remember seeing it there, but I'm okay with them filling that in with the tire. I think that's a good way of doing it. Nothing really new here, I don't think. You can store that piece on his back if you really want, but I got a funny feeling that's going to wind up in my bag of blast effects like a lot of these other effects. I'm happy to have it though, because it's something that is usable for pictures, stop motion display, dioramas, whatever have you. The head does move up and down. I'm going to go out on a limb, though, and say that that's fairly limited movement and maybe a bit hard to accomplish. It'll be interesting to see how well toleranced that is. I like the car mode, though a lot of people I think are going to have issue with the way the windshield is handled, but I don't. I think it's okay. Very, very strong G1 vibes there. Arachnid, again, I've said many times, if you don't have Night Countess, get her. Uh, Surprisingly well articulated, really. A little bit spindly in the lower legs, but I think it works for her spider-like, stylizing. And I do for the of course. I do like the head sculpt, and I do think the head sculpt is very quintessentially arachnid. The only thing that I would improve on it, or I'm not even going to say improve, the only thing I would possibly change is I might make her eyes a little larger than having them more like in a sinister slit, so to speak. I think I would have probably made them a little bit larger. But I mean, I like her, and yes, it's a weird Cybertronian alt mode, but whatever. I'd be cool with it if I didn't have Night Countess. Barricade's fine. I still don't like his feet. I think the blue is a bit too light. I prefer the darker blue, but maybe that's because I'm just used to the darker blue that he was in his original like release for Age of Extinction or Last Night or whatever it was he came out in. I think I'm just used to that darker blue than this. I really don't like the feet though. They just I don't know. The shoes look a little weird off to the side and look a little weird on the like instep, if you will. So I don't know. Barry's fine, I guess. He's okay articulated. It's kind of your typical fare here. I do like the alt mode. I think that's pretty cool looking and very animation accurate. Again, I feel like the blue should be a bit darker, but that might just be because I'm used to having the the one that was released with the film. If that was lighter, maybe I would say, hey, this is a great blue. Here you can see Optimus next to Nemesis. Like I said, the grays are darker. The face, the paint, that's a little different, but the blues look the same to me, man. The reds and stuff a little bit darker, but there's not a lot of change here. A little bit more detailing on the arms, but like I don't know. I don't think there's enough change here. It's good if you want the Nemesis version, of course, but if you're like, you know, they're too close to both being Optimus Prime to me, I could understand your argument. Truck looks like the truck. They look pretty much the same. I mean, it looks okay. I don't have any issue with it. I do like the blade behind the hand. I think that's cool. So there you go. Updates on those lads. Nothing I don't think mind blowing at this point. But it's nice to see, I suppose. TFCon Los Angeles, March 13th to the 15th, 2026. TFCon Toronto will be July 10th to the 12th, 2026. A friend of mine, she goes to a supernatural convention. And I think there's one there like on the 14th or something. So she's actually trying to get me to kind of tag along and go to TFCon too. So I don't see it happening. But I think it's neat when people embrace not only the things that they enjoy, but encourage their friends to embrace the things that they enjoy. Again, I'm not going down to all this. I don't know if there's actual. Yeah, there is. There's images, and again, all this is sort of in hand stuff for the YOLOPARK AMK Pro. It has the LEDs and the diecast and stuff, of course. They're Optimus slash Orion packs. They're Megatron slash D16, a la Transformers 1. And again, the overkill that YOLOPARK does with the promo stuff. I'm not looking through all those boxes. This looks good. I don't know how I feel about this bronzy esque ish silver. It's not landing for me. They keep doing it, but I don't think it's the right choice. I mean, yeah, this looks like the movie, I guess. It looks accurate. If I saw it, I'd be like, that's one Orion Pax, or Optimus Prime. This is one Megatron, sure. I think this might be Final Form Megatron. How can you mistake this for anything but Transformers 1? Look at the guy. He's all leg, baby. Of course, amazing articulation as you would expect. I mean, the range of motion alone is stunning. Do they display well? Very well, no doubt about it. Is it, and this is the Orion Pax version, obviously. Is it, something that speaks to me? No, but if you are into the model kits and stuff, then I mean, come on. I don't even know what these feel like. Is the plastic any good to them, or anybody who knows these? Like, do they feel good in hand? Do they just look good but feel like crap? Like, I'm just curious now because they look great, but I don't know. And honestly, if anyone's solution is go buy a kit and see, I don't really like model kits that much, and I want my bots to transform. So it's not up my alley. I do like this. I like the way the Matrix is done. I'll give credit where credit is due. And yes, I'm flying through this fairly quickly. You could see all the parts that come with it and whatnot, right? Obviously, you exchange some out if you want it to be D16 or if you want it to be Megatron. And you can see size-wise where they fit in. They're about the same size as 86 Megatron, 86 Optimus Prime. They're about that height, that size. Oh yeah. I did like this picture where they put the Megatron cannon on Optimus and stuff, a la Skybound. I do think that's pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's cool. Again, we've seen a lot of this, so I've really sort of talked about my thoughts with this already. Um, hold on here. Let's go down here. So the packs, the Devastator pack, the Superion pack, and the Optimus and the Megatron that I talked about last week. I said they were going to be, I think like Hasbro Asia exclusives, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Hasbro Asia exclusive. So these have, of course, this is the Devastator. It's just a nice foldable pack. Like it's cool that you get a case for it, I guess. But it's just the 6 regular bots in there. You make Devastator, you stand them up on this case, I suppose. Same here, nicely packaged, but it's just the exact same stock releases that we got before. Yes, they look nice and packaged here. I don't know if this is a sticker sheet. If you want to add it, it might be. It's definitely a nice display. I don't see the Superion one here though. So I don't know. Again, I don't think I would go fighting to get these from Hasbro Asia. It's the exact same thing. How bad do you want a nice display case, I guess? And the prices, very straightforward pricing. I think the Optimus Megatron limit to 300 units. That'll be 128.95 US. The Devastator will be 1,000 units for 196 US. I don't know how that compares to the actual US prices, but it doesn't seem surprising to me. Now, I talked about Earthspark Season 4 last week. So I'll kind of share the additional information now. Not that you can't read it for yourself, but basically an interesting follow-up to the first rumor of Earthspark Season 4. Now we have some additional information to share. Uh, Thanks to the work of McFeely, there's possible schedule for 2 new Earthspark specials, Legacy of Hope and Hometown Heroes. A German site mentions the 2 episodes in Nickelodeon Germany for December 5th, identifying them both as 50-minute episodes written by season 2 and 3 staff writer, blah, 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 blah. Nickelodeon fan blog news site for the purposes of specials, though they don't list a source, they highlight the lack of confirmation. But basically, it looks like, long story short, that season 4 will be a couple of specials. There's still no concrete information about it coming to the US or Canada. So I don't know. This is a bit in limbo. It'll be interesting to see what this winds up being. But we'll track it. We'll stay on top of it and see what happens. DNA Design. I do like this. DNA Design showed off their kit for Prima Prime. It's a shield, it's a head, it's a sword, I'm not sure what this is, chest piece, hip piece, and it's also a cape. So as you can see here, the original and the new one, the new head, of course, with its horns and whatnot. The sword, obviously bigger if you want a bigger Star Saber. The shield is nice. That's a nice addition. I do very much like that. And this guy, you can't really see it well here, but he has the cape on as well. I'm just not sure. Maybe that's how the cape holds on his back. Maybe that's yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. How the cape holds on his back. I do like the cape. I believe it has a wire in it. I like that when you do soft goods, put the wire in so you can make the cape look alive. Again, is this a necessary set? No, probably not. But if your go-to is the Covenant of Primus version of Prima, certainly the head would definitely be appealing. As for the rest of it, yeah, it's nice. This is one of those add-ons where I'm like, it's very nice. I like it. I don't know if it's necessary, but I do very much like it. I'm gonna go down here and let's check in with you guys for just a few moments before I go through the last bit of news there. Let's see what we got going on here. Where did I leave off? Right here is where I left off. Uh, Ravage's missiles look a little like antenna, not too bad. Yeah, I agree. Ravage's missiles look all right. Hey Matthew. Hey Marcus. If I didn't say it already. Hey Master Far. Barricade looks rough. I agree. Like I feel like it's a downgrade. Like I have the one that came out in 2016, 2017, and I kind of don't feel like this is as good as that, to be honest with you. Hey Manitoba. Wonder if we'll get a dead Wheeljack and Windcharger 2-pack. I mean, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, Wheeljack didn't die. He literally helped build Ginrai into Victory Leo alongside Perceptor. So he lived. I consider the movie a mistake because he literally appears alive in a later series. So a lot of people say that Japan made a mistake and he died in the movie. I don't ascribe to that. Wheeljack's my boy. I'm glad he's alive. I'm not really into the dead packs anyway. I got one of them, and the other one, I was like, no, thank you. Don't need that. I don't know. It's something morbid about it to me. Black tires on Windcharger are tires on Windcharger are big. Yeah, but they're supposed to be. You look at the G1, it was also big. So it's actually the way that the original was. Knowing Hasbro, we probably might Mike for the dead pack he's talking about there, says Master Fire. Love the Dead Ironhide and Prowl, but I also got it for like $25. I just don't know why anyone would want dead versions of the characters. I guess. I don't know. To each their own, I suppose. I do think the darker gray looks better, but not enough for me to double dip. You got to be talking about the Optimus Nemesis. Hey, Daryl. Yeah, you eat away. But actually, I haven't had my supper yet. I wasn't hungry earlier. I had a fairly big meal at lunch, so I was pretty good. But I think I'll have me some pizza after we're done here. Um, Blue's been dying to do a Christmas countdown. Again, we're not into it here. We still have Remembrance Day on the 11th, and our youngest, his birthday is the 27th of November. So it'll be a while before we get there. Yeah, I did say that, Blue. It's fine. You're safe. You can go for it, buddy. I prefer figures that transform. I'm not a fan of model kits either. No, and I know people are, and I know that they're super hyper popular. It's just it doesn't speak to me as all. Um, let's see. What? 59 kilogram Metroplex is a something PETA had to tie it to the wall with wire. Are you talking about that 4-foot thing? Yeah, I wouldn't get that. I saw that and I was like, it belongs in a museum, but I don't understand why anyone would ever buy it. I don't get it. It's not even usable. But good luck tying it to the wall, I guess. I'd pass on the Studio Series 86 Prime and Megatron. I'll give them to either a friend or my cousin. I wouldn't. They're the best Optimus. Even the Megatron for his issues is the best Megatron we're ever going to get in the main line. They're going to do others. They'll definitely do others. You're not going to do any better. It's like the Tetrajets. They might do them again. You're not doing better than Siege. It's just not going to happen. And you know me. If something can be done better, I'm the first guy to say they can do this better. Um, where in Toronto is TFCon going to be there in July? I don't know offhand. Mississauga? I don't know. I have no idea. You know what? I shouldn't say anything. I guess it's in Toronto. I guess it's actually in Toronto. I don't know. I've never been. I don't know. I wish I could give you more on it, Lion. Go to cybertron.ca. It's like TFW's sister site. They usually have all the information for it there. Go there and check it out. Earthspark comes. Well, I don't know if I would say Earthspark comes back. We'll see. Love the Prime upgrade kit. If I had a Prime, I'd get this. You should. Prime is great. He's wonderful. I got the what? I get the alternate head and the sword, but the rest is kind of filler. Absolutely, it's a filler. I'm sure it's just to up the price and stuff. Is it me or is your no? I said at the beginning. I said that I got a little something going on. I don't feel sick or anything, but there's definitely just a little touch of something, which is why I'm trying to get through the news. There you go. Yeah, Francie's had it there for me. Thanks. I'll be fine. Wheeljack did go offline, but he would have traveled to save himself from the past. Yeah, that sounds a little convoluted, bud. I think the wiki said Wheeljack went through a time warp or something to end up in victory. I don't know. That stuff's a bit confusing. And maybe he did. Either way, Wheeljack's alive in victory, and that's after his supposed death, and I'm cool with that because I'm a Wheeljack dude. Uh Yeah, I'm not down for the dead packs. To each their own, you know. Hey Ken, just watching until my son's parent teacher conference on Zoom. Don't remind me. I got report cards and parent teacher conferences coming up this month. This month. It's in my future. And it's gonna be real tough because I haven't had these kids since September. I have all their work, I have all their grades, so it'll be fine. But it's just easier when it's your own stuff, you know? I hear you, buddy. I'm doing well. I'm surviving, buddy. I'll stick with Earthrise, but Siege I'll use for flashbacks. Um, hey, Tube Top, TFCon Mississauga Hotel. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Maybe as Sentinel's former Secret Service. I have 20 minutes after you went up. What? Well, I got here 20 minutes after you went off the air. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Soundwave. Yeah, the Lewin Resources, Iron Fortress, 2-3 man, lump to move. Yeah, I've heard it's super heavy. I've heard like the transform and stuff. Like you really need like a 2-man show. Like I'm not getting my wife to help me move and transform Metroplex. I'm just not doing it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Just because something can be done doesn't necessarily mean it should be done. Hey, Joel. All right, let's get back to the news here. Wave 2 of Swapticons out in the US. Crickets. I don't know about where you live. These things are swamping the shelves here. They should be called Swampticons because they're swamping the shelves and they just aren't moving at all. Not a bit. Like we are now getting restocks being, I guess, stocked, put out on the shelves on top of what's already there. It's just not moving. It's a cute little idea, but this is more of that like gimmicky junk that it's just, you know, like $8. Is this even really worth $8? And I assume this is US price because I think it's a bit higher here. I look at it, I'm like, I would put a quarter in a machine to get this. I'd be okay if it came with my fast food combo, but I'm not interested in paying money for this. $8 plus tax? No, thank you. And I'm sorry, I can't. I can't get behind it. I wish I could. Quick Strike in hand. Love me some Quick Strike. Again, I'm not going to belabor this. The packaging is the packaging. Nothing really kind of special there. But I think it's a good looking Quick Strike. I think they did a nice job with him. He looks nice all the way around. Compared to the original, this is what I wanted to see. I do wish that the orange on the new one better match the orange of the original. Otherwise, I think they're both great. I enjoy the original. The new one's a little bit bigger. I do like his more bluish shade of teal rather than the green. Um, I don't think that there's a loser here. If you have the original and you want to stick with it, I get that. I love the original too. If you see the new one and you want to go with it, I think it'll be good. I don't think that this is going to be a case of like Scorponok, where the original is infinitely better than the new one. I think this is a case of Silverbolt. The original was great. The new one is great. I like this. I do. He has the nice tails hanging down. I think that's cool. I like this. I'm fairly impressed with it, to be honest with you. Um, I like the look of the Cobra head. It's blast effects compatible. I mean, here he is with Silverbolt. I think that this is pretty accurate scale for the most part. You know, against Megatron. Yeah, this looks. I think this looks good. This does not look good. Just awful. She is not good either. She's terrible. Oh, she's so awful. Before you gasp, she's a crappy 35 grams. She's not even the size of a Legends class. She can't kick forward all the way. She's terrible. The little tab thing breaks. It's no, I hate her so much. Just seeing her is making me angry. Let's get into that. And again, the Cobra Scorpion, Cobra Crab, Cobra Scorpion. Um, I think both look good. I don't have issue with either. I think they both look good. You know, this seems to scale well for bugs, as does this. Oh, as does this. Yes, bugs look good together. Just joking. So yeah, I mean, yeah, makes sense. Um, Doctor Wu showed their Grimlock and like Volcanicus basically. Again, as you can see here, Grimlock will have, and again, this is a render, right? So Grimlock will have a decent, certainly passable little robot mode. This is going to be, I think, more Micromaster ish scaled. Legends, I'm sure they're going to call it. He obviously turns into, I'm going to say the upper torso for Volcanicus over here. It's the only image we have, but you can certainly see the idea of how this is going to go. Maybe he's the lower half of Volcanicus. I'm not really sure. I haven't been following this release that well. Um, Micromaster scaled, 6.8 centimeter Grimlock, upper torso of Volcanicus. It is the upper torso. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think they're adorable. I'll say that. I really think it's adorable. Starscream wife, if she saw these, would love them because she loves tiny Dinobots. I know. I'm going to do this now. So this is the newest collaborative announced. This is a crossover with Stranger Things, which is going into its final season, apparently. This is going to be Frequency. I do love the name. And 8 tracks. I'm not going to lie. I watched season 1 of Stranger Things. I have not watched any more of it. I watched that years ago. I don't know the show. I don't remember the show. I don't know anything about it. I don't know this reference. Apparently, it's something to do with the new season. I literally wouldn't be able to have an intelligent conversation on it. I know there's this like alternate world called the Upside Down or the Inside Out or something like that. Like, I don't even know what that's called. I'm not a big fan of them just going into like, oh, it's a bunch of monsters. And I'm sure that there's more to it than that. But I found I really liked the beginning of the series. And by the end of the first season, I was like, this seems like it went Stephen King off the rails to me. That said, I do like his blaster in his hand. I think that's cool, which of course I think is the little bird, I'm going to call it. I think he looks cool. I don't know. I don't know if this is an all new original mold. It certainly looks like it. I think the van is a very clean van. I do like the look of the box. I don't know. Is this a chicken? Like, I don't even know what this is. I guess that's his blaster, and I guess this is a You know what? Let me read the thing because I'm saying this and I really can't have an intelligent conversation because I don't know anything about this in the least. Collaboration inspired by the final season of the show. Frequency and 8 tracks. Frequency stands 6 inches in robot mode. Converts to the WSQ-K van inspired by the team's mobile HQ. Didn't even know there was a team. For the fifth and final season, 16 steps. Then there's 8 tracks. Turns from an 8 track to a Hawk. So that thing that must be next to him that would look like a tablet or something must be an 8 track. 8 steps to do the conversion. And then, yeah, a change between chicken accessory and blaster. Okay, so it is a chicken. It's a chicken. It's a chicken. And this is an 8 track. If you don't know what an 8 track is, it played music before cassettes. There was records, there was 8 tracks, there was cassettes, there was CDs, and then there was streaming. I think that's pretty much how it went. Not that I'm a big music connoisseur. And I guess you can put the 8 track in him a la Soundwave, so to speak. I love the van. I think the van looks friggin' cool. I love the paint job. I love how clean it looks. It's not all panel-tastic or anything. It's really clean. It's a chicken. I would like this just for weird accessory. Ah, yes. Very Laserbeak-esque. Very, Buzzsaw-esque, right? That's the chicken accessory. That makes me laugh. So yeah, if you're into Stranger Things, this looks like I think it looks better than the first one. And I thought the first one looked pretty good, even though I'm not into the show and don't know anything about it, but I thought the first one looked pretty good. Then we have, again, these are some images courtesy of um, Weibo again, I think, or Weibo, whatever. Yeah, these are some of the Age of the Primes ones. This time in hand images, right? For Brawl. I keep wanting to say Brawn, even though it's not. For Brawl, looks good. I'm still not sure if I'm down with that brown or not. I want to see it in hand. It looks a little, I don't know, not bronzy, but it looks a little maroony. Like if bronze and maroon had a love child, this would be the color it would be. And maybe I'm okay with it. Maybe when I see it, I'll be okay with it. However, I wish all 4 thrusters were the same color. I wish they painted these purple or something. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about why is Brawl. I said Brawl, it was Blast Off. Holy moly. See, I do have a touch of something. Blast Off. A lot of people have said Brawl is a Voyager, Blast Off is a Deluxe. Why is that? Brawl has a lot more parts to him. And unfortunately, for the last 5 or 6 years, fans accepted um, what wasn't a Voyager as a Voyager. So now that's what you get because you accepted it. Do you remember back in 2020 when your boy complained about them scamming fans with that Studio Series 86 hot rod crap as a Voyager? And everybody came at me and attacked me and said, no, it's a Voyager. It has so many parts. It is definitely not a deluxe. And I said, no, it's a deluxe. It's absolutely a deluxe. It doesn't have near enough mass, not even half the mass that it should have to be a Voyager. It doesn't have enough paint to warrant a Voyager price, and they couldn't even get any of the joints the right color. And everybody complained to me. Then 86 Ironhide came, and I said, it's literally smaller than the Earthrise. The Earthrise clocked in at 124 grams, a gigantic deluxe. And the Studio Series Voyager Ironhide was 118, literally smaller. I said all of this, and all I was told was that I was a complainer and a whiner. Don't complain. You guys set the tone. You accepted it for too long. When I tell you in the future, stop accepting this because it's only going to get worse, please listen to me. Spread the message because I know a lot of people in here have listened to me and agree with me. You're right. Brawl is not a Voyager, but he's going to be labeled as a Voyager because of the parts that are in him. I don't agree with it. You might. They should both be deluxe priced. They're the trio is that we have so far. I don't know. It looks good. They look like the Combaticons. There's no doubt about it. Jalopy is that same mold. It looks like a Junkion. Not much to say here. Looks good if you like it. Reminds me a lot of the Generations Wreck-Gar, if I'm being perfectly honest. But it is also pretty monochromatic. Like I wish that this had some color to it. I wish that this up here had some color to it, and the um, bumper, I guess, had some color to it. But it's not bad the way it is either. We just saw a bunch of pictures of this guy, so I'm not going to go back through them again. But I will go to Quintus. I love this so much. I love the way the fading is done on the green for his lower body. I really wondered how they were going to pull that off, a la Covenant of Primus, and they did it beautifully. I adore it. I really, really do. It takes me back to, do you remember during one of the movie lines, maybe the first one, I don't remember now, you could buy versions of them like mid scan or something. I thought that was a cool concept. That or this reminds me of that. I love it. I can't wait to get Quintus. I really, really can't. I'm hyper excited for him. Almost, not quite, but almost to the level that I was for Onyx, and I adore Onyx. I right now, I adore, he's. I think Onyx is going to be like Metroplex. I'm never ever going to get tired of him. You know what? I'm going to make a note here. There's a countdown question in there somewhere, so I'm going to make a note of it. Sure Shot looks great too. I'm pretty hyper excited for this guy as well, just to round out that Autobot trio. Really am. And you know what? I mean, we already had Scoop, so Scoop will go nicely with them. I'd like a quick mix. And who's the other Autobot double target master? I can't remember who it is. Somebody tell me who it is. I like this. I think that he was forever coming, but I think they did well. I hate this. I hate the little target master, but I got a couple of battle masters that I'm going to use and paint up accurately and correctly. But yeah, really, really, really like this. Amalgamous, again, really impressed because there's so much you can do with him. He looks so weird, wacky, and wild. So many parts. I'm excited for him too, but for very different reasons than Quintus and like Sure Shot say. I'm excited for this guy because I think exploring what you can do with his parts and his alt modes will be a real work in endlessness if you want it to be. I like Trashmaster, so why wouldn't I like this? Is it stylized from what his aesthetic should look like? Yes. But you know what? This is no less animated Wreck-Gar than, for example, Legacy Bulkhead was Bulkhead. Because Legacy Bulkhead was absolutely not Transformers Prime Bulkhead at all. You take the head off, and it absolutely wasn't. So this is kind of the same thing. You got to kind of squint and turn your head on the side, but there's definitely a Wreck-Gar in there. And remember, Eric, whatever his name is coming back to the team, and he worked on animated. Now, I don't think we're going to get another Wreck-Gar, but I think we could get some more true to animated designs going forward. Time will tell. I like this. It looks like a dump truck. Now we're missing kind of a bit of the covering here, but like I like it. I think it works fine. I think though I would have remolded this window a little bit rather than leaving it the way it is. Yeah, it's a little weird, but I remember when I first saw it saying this is going to be a Wreck-Gar. Sure enough, it's a Wreck-Gar. So it sees so much in hand updates tonight. The Soundwave again, not much to talk about here again. Sorry. I do like seeing this down underneath. So the legs look like they fold up the exact same as the other sound waves. Obviously, you kind of fold the arms and straighten them out a little bit. I do like too. We know that we can put the blasters of the bots on his arms, but his own blaster and the thing on his shoulder can go up behind as well. I think that's clever storage there for that and that for those two accessories. The hands obviously fold in. This is what bothers me. Look at all of the parts forming after. I don't care too much about parts forming, but if we already have, I can accept them more for Ravage because the Ravages we got aren't great. But for the bird bots here, if we already have great versions that don't parts form, why would you want to do this? I just don't get it. This is obviously suffering from the same problem that we had with Steeljaw, being that to really fully form Ravage, you got to have an add-on part. I think that's a bummer. But I do like the silver here and the Decepticon logo. I very much like that. I think that's very nice. I just wish the paws were black. Other than that, I think it's a pretty good Ravage. And you can see his teeth and you can see his eye. I hate to say it, but I think it's as good of a Ravage as we're going to get from the molds that they use. You can see him next to the Earthspark version. The hand and arm being focused on, the opening fingers and stuff. I still feel like the arms are a little bit bulbous. Again, it's not bad, but I don't know if it's better than the War for Cybertron slash Legacy United. Like, look at Buddy holding it here in hand. Like, the upper body seems a little big compared to the lower body. Like, look at the forearms compared to the thighs. Like, his forearms are bigger than his thighs. That just seems odd to me. And not much to see there. In hand of Thundercracker. I was having a discussion with someone earlier, and we were talking about how we don't like the single hip skirt. And I said then that I thought that the new one had 3 pieces to the hip skirt. Unfortunately, that's not accurate. Here they are together. Both of them only have 1 hip skirt. That said, like, look at what we have here. The one on the left, like the left looking at the screen. We're all looking at the screen now. The one on the left, the new one, infinitely superior to the other one. Infinitely superior. I don't even need to say anymore. If you're looking at this and you prefer the one on the right, the Earthrise one, I don't understand what's going on with your eyeballs. I don't get it. It's just far too inaccurate. I thought that from day one with it. It's just really inaccurate. I think it's fine for generic seekers, but it's for that trio. I want it to look like the cartoon, and the new one looks like the cartoon. I gotta say. I do, however, prefer the blue hinges here compared to this black here for whatever weird reason. I do like that. I like the comparative here of his Cybertronian mode from Siege and his new Earth mode. I like this. I like this evolution. Oh, and the cockpit does open. I don't think I've ever mentioned that before, but the cockpit does open. I think that's a neat little touch. The eyes are painted. They are light piped. Um, Side of the body, nice and filled in here. I'm still sad about the single hip skirt. The back is a little like the back of the thighs probably should have been filled in. Maybe around right here. But I'm glad we can put these up on the wings to fill in the back of the wings. When you take them off, that's a little, it's a little gappy. I know it's parts forming to put them down here, but I prefer them up here by far. I hate this. I really, really hate the wings on the side of the leg. I always did. A lot of people are going to complain about this because his null rays seem to be cast in translucent and painted blue. I have zero issue with that, but a lot of people will. Here he is with a couple of other 86s. And here he is next to Megatron. And like I said, I think to the head, Soundwave's a little taller. I would say Soundwave's head is at about the shoulder pauldrons for the Seekers and the alt modes. And like that looks pretty good. I think that looks like a pretty good setup so far. Other than the color issues on Megatron. And the Superion set. This was the one we were waiting on. This wasn't up here when I put the news together. And when we were talking earlier about the Optimus and the Devastator ones, I had no idea that images of this one had been released. Obviously, this is the guys in plane mode in the package, but it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. 200 units, 168 US. So fairly limited, but again, this has a nice foam display case. It's the same bots, it's the same figures. Would you really double dip to get this just to get Superion again? Do you really want the display case bad enough to pay almost 200 for it? You know, I mean, your call, I guess, but to me, it would seem redundant, I suppose. And that's it for the news. That's it for the news. We're going to go up. I'm going to see what you guys said. I'm going to give you trivia now as soon as I get up here. Landfill. Thank you. Landfill. Let's go up here. Where are we? Right there. Here's the trivia. That way I'll know when we're down there, and then we'll do the unboxing. We'll get out of here. The trivia tonight. What? This is kind of a follow-up from last week, because last week we talked about who was the most weaponized, like who had the best firepower. What is the most powerful weapon in Transformers? Is it A, the Requiem Blaster, B, the Star Saber, C, the Hydra Cannon, or D, the Fusion Cannon, specifically the Alternative Megatron Fusion Cannon again, if you remember that from last week? Is it A, B, C, or D? Is it the Requiem Blaster, the Star Saber, the Hydra Cannon, or the Fusion Cannon, the Alternative Megatron Fusion Cannon? A, B, C, or D? What is considered to be the strongest weapon in all of Transformers? I'm going to go to the comments and see what you guys were saying there. So if it's parent-teacher conference to you, but if your kids have parent-teacher meetings, would that be teacher-teacher conference? No, still parent-teacher. You're going in a different role then. Yeah, I'm sure the big Metroplex looks impressive, but I'm good with the Legends. Hasbro is desperate for that penny, pretty penny out, very much so. Weirdly enough, the Swapticons didn't last on the shelves here very long. Weird, because they're stogging like crazy here. They expect us to pay house price tags for Chug, but cheap us for gimmicks. Yeah, they do. Got my MP Magic Square Blast Off. Should be here tomorrow. So can combine the lot with Vortex. I don't know anything about the Magic Square stuff. That said, you did remind me of something though. MPG09 Ginrai. There are apparently a number of mold changes that have gone on with that guy. I'm going to actually go back because somehow I skipped that. And I'm going to cover that too because I did mean to do that. So I apologize. See if I can find it now in case you missed it as well. Where is it? Yes, right here. So I'm going to share this one with you guys again. Just bear with me here. Yeah, so there were some changes apparently. The biggest changes are small Ginrai's face mask has been corrected. Apparently, it was wrong. When combined, the big head's connection has been tightened. The smokestack has been shortened, and a guiding piece has been added inside the trailer to make the combination smoother. There are some small changes that are harder to notice. For example, the small Ginrai's waist has been tightened. Apparently, it was loose. A screw has been added under the head to prevent it from falling off. And the latch to the trailer door has been enlarged to make opening easier. If you have this, you might recognize what's circled. I don't know the mold. I've never watched a review because I'm not getting this because its price is idiotic. I think it's great. I think it's magnificent, but the prices are just stupid for this in Canada. So I don't know if this is your Ginrai, then I hope you're happy with these changes. If you have one from before and you wish you had these changes, I don't know if there's a way for you to do an exchange. Anyway, I hope though, Soundwave, that everything works out well for your Magic Square Blast Off. I hope everything's fine with it. I looked at Black Arachne as if she's a terrible ex-girlfriend. Yes, she is. I think she's an absolute failure. I don't think she transforms nicely. I don't think all of her color is not there. Her color's not right. She doesn't have the right amount of mass. Don't tell me she has a big parts count. Her chest tab breaks. She's a failure. Black Arachne, as soon as I had it, I immediately hated it. I want her to be redone because I think she's a failure. I don't know how anyone liked it. I wouldn't want to find bugs that big in my house. No, me either. But there are places in the world where bugs that big exist. Um, I think it's Australia. They have like huntsman spiders or something. They're gigantic. Tiny dinos. Rawr! Yeah, that's what Starscream Wife likes to do with them too. That Stranger Things van, I could see an A-team repaint. Yeah, maybe. Deluxe size figure for the price of a liter. Heck yeah. um, my nephew is into Stranger Things, and this comes out a month before his birthday. Oh yeah, get it for him. Why not? He'll have a hoot with it. I think they would have been better served with this for the A team than Stranger Things. Maybe, but that's because we all grew up and loved the A team and the nostalgia. But the hot kid on the block is Stranger Things, man. It's trending, right? That's why they're doing it. I saw a really cool short fan built Lego Megatron. Interesting. Um, the van looks nice. I lost track of the Stranger Things series. Too much time has passed between seasons. I think a lot of people will get it once the final season's done and watch the whole thing. Chicken Master. Chicken Master. And now we're going back to vinyl. You're talking about going back to records. Absolutely, because everything that's old becomes new again. CDs. Oh, MP3s. I forgot MP3s. Good call, Daryl. Good call. I think this guy looks amazing. Love the look of the mold. I've seen a lot of people crying for this to be an A-team repaint. Yeah, I think it's going to go there eventually. The junk in the trunk, maybe in his box. Do you plan on getting any of the Combaticons besides Vortex? Oh, it's Bruticus. Bruticus is my favorite Decepticon combiner. I at least got to give him a chance. So yeah, I'm planning on getting all of them. MS Blastoff cost 102 quid. Delivered. I don't know if that's good or not. I have no idea. Chug is ripoff when you buy direct from China. Why would I buy anything from China? I go to Walmart or EB game or yeah EB Games or Time Masters. It's a local comic shop. That's what I do. Or there's another local business, Paper and Plastic. Like, why would you order from China? I don't know where you live. To be fair, I don't know where you live, so maybe. Metal Metal Cardbot is gonna blow Hasbro out of the water. I don't know what that is. I doubt they're gonna blow Hasbro out of the water because I never even heard what you're talking about. But that said, I think Hasbro's a sinking ship, so something's gonna blow it out of the water. I had someone say recently, Hot Rod costs more because engineering, but he's not any more complex or intricate than say Solus. So people who say that are troglodytes and brain dead. Um, what happened was that crappy hot rod came out, and Evan Brooks was like, the design is so many parts that we had to make it a Voyager. And fools believe that corporate bullshit. Stop believing when they tell you this crap. They're trying to scam you. It's very simple. No, there's nothing special about that hot rod. The little flip-de-doo in the torso, that's neat. But like the arms have articulation limits. When you put it forward, you can't put it out to the side. Like this is a Voyager. It should at least be able to move right if you're going to take away more than half the mass. It's garbage. That hot rod's junk. That's where I'm two with it. I didn't even hate it when I reviewed it. I said it's not a Voyager. I said it's a mediocre deluxe. But now people have pushed me to the point of thinking I hate it. Then now I hate it. Now I just resent that it exists. Jalopy's 100% gonna be a shelf warmer. I'm still waiting for a good, well-priced hot rod, but the 86 one sells for ridiculous prices. People are mad. Those who buy them are also mad. I got news for you. Don't put the trailer on Kingdom Rodimus, and that's a better hot rod. Super excited for Quintus. I'm with you there. I don't know anything about Sure Shot, but he sure does look amazing. He's one of the Target Masters, one of the ones that was introduced, one of the 46 characters introduced in the Rebirth. I think it's Landfill. I think you're right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, Legacy Bulkhead was not Bulkhead, but the mold is a great Transformer. I agree. Absolutely. That Wreck-Gar has all the articulation. Yes, he does. Let's see. Bro just didn't skip arm day. No, he did not skip arm day, but he definitely skipped thigh day. We're talking about the Soundwave with the thin thighs and the big forearms. Earthrise Thundercracker looks too blocky. Yes, he does. You're right. I agree. The little quick change Earthspark figures are now in my local dollar store. Yeah, they are. Hey, Big M. My kids have played with the Siege Seekers since they were like 6 and 4, and they haven't broke them. That says a lot right there. That says a lot right there. Okay. I didn't see anyone. Did any? There we go. There's our guesses. A. We have a lot of A's. Hydra Cannon. D with a question mark. D. It is the Hydra Cannon, which includes the combination of the Requiem Blaster, the Sky Boom Shield, and the Star Saber. It's all three combined. So while the Requiem Blaster is very powerful, the Star Saber very powerful, they, along with the Sky Boom Shield, make the Hydra Cannon. The Fusion Cannon, I just needed something to put in there for D. So the answer was C, the Hydra Cannon. Who was it that said the Hydra Cannon? One person said it. Blue, it was Blue who said it. Good for you, Blue. You got it right, buddy. I never heard of that before. The same cannon that obliterated Optimus Prime. There you go. So let's do the unboxing. Get out of here. Yeah, it's about that time. So last week, you will remember we looked at I unboxed, I should say, the Devastation Optimus Prime and the Transformers 1 Optimus Prime. Both of those have now gone up. And I said that the Transformers 1 Optimus Prime was rough. But I got news for you. This thing here, this guy that's been over here the whole time, this Bayway thing, and I like Bayway. I've looked at stuff from it before. This is rough. Real rough. It looks way better and beautiful, but this is super rough. And you'll see that tomorrow? I believe tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, we're going to take a look at this. It is the Transformers 1 Energon Glow Bumblebee. I don't own either of these. Daryl, our buddy in the chat, he does. This is certainly... Are you okay? Be careful. This certainly isn't great. But you know what? For the price that he paid for it, which I think was the right price, this is pretty neat. Is it worth full price? Don't think that. But we'll talk about him on Tuesday. It only seemed right. We were doing a couple of Transformers 1 things. It only seemed right that we at least do the Bumblebee, right? At least did the Bumblebee. And that's it, my friends. We've gone through the news. We have done the trivia. The answer was C, the Hydra Cannon. We have the Bayway. I expect better things from Bayway. We have the Bayway version of the 1 Optimus. When we do that tomorrow, I'll compare both of them. And we have the 1 Energon Glow Bumblebee. That'll be a fun review on Tuesday. I think I got those right. Anyway, for now, I'm going to thank you for giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you are at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel And don't forget, man, not for a minute, not for a second, not for a moment, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams right here on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or of course, the old fashioned way inside the videos. Have a great, safe weekend, guys. Good luck, by the way, Ken, with the parent teacher interview.